Welcome to the Let You Tell It podcast.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Let You Tell It podcast. I'm your host, Caesar. We're back at it again. Today, very, very special guest. I've hit her up a couple days ago because, I've been seeing her art like all over like TikTok and stuff like that. And I hit her up to come on the pod, and you know me, I've been slacking a little. Sorry, you guys. I know. I'm sorry. But we're back. I'm trying to get content out to you guys weekly. Keep it patient. We just did the giveaway. Relax, all right? But today we got a very special guest with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is KellyCoolCat. That's usually how I do it on TikTok. I'm an artist from the San Fernando Valley, and I go by KellyCoolCat on everything else, but my brand is Valle.Bendecida.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Okay,
yeah,
I was going to ask you that today.
Yeah, so Valle because I'm from the Valley, and Bendecida because I'm blessed. So is the Valley, you know? I feel like there's so much success in the Valley. I feel like there's so many people coming out of the Valley doing things, lash techs, nail techs, people doing music, clothing, even you doing this. So I feel like the Valley's blessed, and I think we need a lot more recognition and somebody to design things for representation, you know, through creativity, not like violence.
100%.
So that's like the whole point of my brand pretty much, is like representation through creativity, you know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for honestly like coming on, because like I said, I've been seeing your art around, and your stickers, the plaques you've been doing, those are fucking going crazy.
I know. Honestly, the fact that I've made like my career cutting wood and drawing, I'm not going to say that I'm not proud, you know, like I can do whatever I want when I want because I've built this like this, but I work 25/8. I'm exhausted, you know. I sacrifice not wanting the 9 to 5 just to work 25/8.
I'm trying to do that right now, honestly. That's been one of my main goals for the podcast, is like just to make this full time.
Of course.
And just have this, you know, basically like I have little side businesses on the side that I do.
That's good.
But I've been wanting to make this like my main thing, where I'm at it every day, you know. Like I have like people that I look up to, like Letty, Duno, Rosecrans Vic,
of course,
Concrete, and all of them, and I see, and not even just them. Those are just people I name because, like I said, they're from. Sorry if you guys see my dog walking. He's like, oh, you don't? Okay. It's because he wants some water. I'll give him some right now.
He's just thirsty.
But yeah, I only named those people because I'm close to them. I know them on a personal level.
Of course.
But again, like Bootleg Kev, you know, another successful podcaster.
Yes.
Joe Budden, like he just doesn't do podcasts. He's an entrepreneur, and
yeah.
I think that's my main goal right now, is to get to that entrepreneurship, just to, you know, just be on my own and not have to worry about a boss and be my own boss, you know?
And I feel like when it comes to, I don't know if this is how you feel, but for me, I give props to everybody that works a 9 to 5, because the shit that 100%. You have to put up with daily is like the people at your job, who your coworkers are, managers. This is when you can go on break, and this is when you can go on lunch, and this is when you can go home. Nobody tells me what the fuck to do. I don't like that at all. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The last place I was working, everybody was fucking. The managers were fucking the employees. The employees were fucking the managers. Everybody had kids and wives at home, but everybody was fucking each other at the job.
Oh, they had their work wives and work husband bullshit.
And I was like, that's not my vibe. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from the situation and build something for myself, because I cannot do this forever. And that's anywhere you go. There's going to be drama, people that are doing shit like that. I mean, really, there's a whole... Okay, I guess my biggest example is the show Grey's Anatomy. I don't even know if you watched that.
I watched it back in the day.
It's just a bunch of nurses and doctors fucking each other.
Yeah,
is that what the fuck goes on all the time, you know? So that's not really my vibe. I'd rather be alone in my own space and energy, because I've worked so hard to like heal myself and create my own energy. And everybody knows like I love God and I pray a lot, and that's like what I attempt to radiate, even though I be talking shit and be cussing hella, you know, like that doesn't matter.
Because we go to church for on Sundays.
You know what I'm saying? Like I pray every night, and that's what counts. I just could no longer be in that environment, being told when to and when not to, and that just wasn't my style. What I mean is that I've also had to sacrifice like not having like a steady income for a minute, you know, or the stress of like having people's money and holding on to it and owing them something in return versus just collecting like my direct deposit.
Yeah.
That shit is, talk about a stressor, you know?
I feel you on that.
But I rather do this a million times over. And like my whole, really what I wish I could do, but like instead of what I do right now, my dream life was like, I wish my mom would have put me in like beauty pageants. I would have loved to do like Nuestra Belleza Latina.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I would have wanted to go to like school for law. I love everything about like the law because I want to help the people that can't get around the law.
Yeah,
not because I love the fucking law. No, fuck the law, bro. That's not. I want to help people get around
fuck
it.
Ice. We were saying that right
Straight
now.
the fuck
Ice.
up. Yeah, and the truth is, every family, I think this is like a saying, every family needs.
All right, sorry guys, technical difficulties. You know how it always is. It's not a good podcast unless there's technical difficulties.
Period.
Honestly.
You're so right.
But like she was saying, where we ended was, I think you said every family needs a lawyer and a doctor, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's at least. I feel like number one, that's mandatory because the truth is we do come from like low and middle income families, and we don't get to see the benefits that like high class, higher income families get to see. Like the law is not real to them. It doesn't exist. If you have money, you can get out of anything. And that's not fair to us because we have to watch our loved ones suffer because we've been stuck in the system since before we even existed, our parents, you know?
Yeah.
We could really take it back all the way to, you know, where all of this kind of started. And I feel like I wanted to do that. I love school. I love education. I wanted to go to UCLA. Like, that's my dream. I wanted to go to Pepperdine and live the life on Malibu or at the beach and, like, do, like, the whole law school thing, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
And when I was 15 or 16, my parents moved to Arkansas. And they were like, we're moving to Arkansas. And I was like,
you coming or not?
I was like, you're probably going to Arkansas, but I'm not going. I had stayed to live with my boyfriend at the time. And things didn't work out, so I ended up going to live with my parents. When I went to live with them...
Oh, so you went out there to Arkansas?
I was there for a year and a year and 5 months.
How is it out there?
You know what? It's beautiful.
Is it?
And anybody that has anything like negative to say about like moving out of the state or they're just too scared to experience it, I promise you the second that I wrote down a different zip code, I was used to 91304, 91 this, 91 that, and over there it's like 727, and I was like,
hold up, wait a minute, yeah.
I was so shook. Once I wrote it down for the first time, it hit me like, you're in a different place. You're somewhere different. That means that every state has different cities. Every city has different neighborhoods, gangs and everything involved, or included, digo. And this is like the expansion of the brain that I needed because you get to see a whole different like
side of the world and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
they don't even have sidewalks there. People don't even walk. Like how we just walked to the liquor store, there's no sidewalks. So I was like a walker because I mean we just walked right now. I was walking everywhere here when I was a kid. You know, there's no sidewalks.
You walking on the side of the street, dog.
Yeah, you're walking on the side of the street. Literally, it's like the curb and then grass. Like, it's beautiful. Everything there is super green. The trees, the grass, everything is beautiful. But there's no sidewalk. So I used to walk from my high school to my job. I was working at Walgreens the entire time that I was living there. And I had to walk from my school to my job. And, you know, a 2-minute drive is like a 30-minute walk. Or like a 3-minute drive is like equivalent to like a 30-minute. If you walk, you know. You know how long a walk could take. And so from school, I would hustle my ass over to my job. And then I would be there at my job until 10 o'clock at night. And I would walk my ass back home. That was like a 45-minute walk.
And then you still have to just go home, do homework, then go to sleep and get ready for school the next day.
And then I started this whole thing where I wanted to be at the gym at 5 in the morning.
Oh,
so I was going home, doing my homework, and then waking up at 5 to be at the gym. Or waking up at 4:30 to be at the gym at 5, working out from 5 to 6, driving my ass back to the house, getting ready for school, going to school, doing my whole school day, and walking my ass to my job. And then after, like, late night, then I will be walking my ass back home. And then it's Arkansas, so it wasn't just like walking in the rain or walking in the sunshine. Like I was walking in -2-degree weather. I was walking on black ice because I said there's no concrete, there's no sidewalks. So the streets freeze. You know, it's called black ice.
Yeah,
so
I've heard about that.
I was walking on black ice. I was walking in the snow. I was walking in thunderstorms, lightning
you weren't
storms.
walking, you were skiing.
I was fucking trying to get my ass back
You were hitting
home.
the running man on
Yeah,
that bitch.
sometimes I would get home soaking wet, and I would do anything to never ask my parents for like their cars or anything like that, because they would always like take it from me. You know, they're like, you had an attitude today? Give me the keys. And I was like, oh, you're going to do that to me? Like, fuck y'all. I don't need anything from y'all, you know? So I would just walk my ass everywhere.
I feel you on that. Like, so I grew up with, like, my grandma and, like, my uncles and stuff like that. And as an adult, I saw it more. Like, I would ask my grandma, like, hey, can I borrow your car to go here? I need to go to an interview or I need to go to work.
Yeah.
And I always got this fucking lecture like, yeah, it's my stuff that, and all that.
How the fuck am I supposed to get from A to B?
Oh, but hold up. But don't let it be one of my uncles. Because they're, give me your keys. I need your keys.
Right
Drop
away.
It in their hand. And
right
I'm just
away.
all like, and my grandma, I don't like really talking like about one of my uncles because he's a bum to me. My grandma would always lend him the car, and he fucked that car up.
Damn.
I mean, like,
That's his mom?
yeah, that's
Okay.
his mom. So that's my mom's mom.
Yeah.
And he fucked up her Nissan Altima. Like, he fucking got arrested in it.
Oh my God.
He fucking broke the stereo because he was
Jesus.
fucking had anger issues because of his girlfriend. And I'm all like, lady, I filled this bitch up with gas and I've never left a scratch on this hole.
How do you break a stereo because your girlfriend makes you mad? Like he like fucked it up, or
Yeah,
he
like he
just
socked it.
Oh,
Yeah, like he socked it and it didn't work no more. And I'm just all like, I to this day I throw that shit in my grandma's face. I love my grandma. You know, that's like my mother right there. And I throw that in her face. I'm just all like, you remember how you used to not let me use a car? But you let that motherfucker use a car?
Yeah, the resentment doesn't go
now
away.
Where is it? But at the end of the day, a lot of people explain to me, you got to understand, Caesar. At the end of the day, that's her son and you're her grandson. Even though I've done so much shit, way more than him. Yeah, I fucked up. You know, I've done my fuck up shit in my family, you know? But compared to where I'm at right now, and where he's at, I'm in a way better position than him.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters.
You know, and I, it's like I said, I love my grandma. You know, I'm always gonna love her, but I still throw that shit to her face. I'm just like, so whatever happened to your Nissan? Oh yeah, huh?
The
Got
resentment
fucked up.
doesn't go away because you never forget how you were treated. You know,
Nah.
you'll never forget that. Just because you're able to still love your grandma doesn't mean that you don't remember that she treated you some type of way, you know? And that's the problem with trauma and memories, is that you cannot erase your brain.
Yeah.
There is no, let me make it go away. And my biggest...
No erase button up there. Yeah.
No. And you know who I have so much like compassion and empathy for and understanding is especially like the veterans or like the people that come back from war.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they come back after realizing that this is some real shit, okay? Like, I don't even want to talk about America. I don't even want to just know.
I don't think they have the right to.
They send people
talked
over
about
there
this.
without telling them, hey, by the way, you're going to kill women and children too. They're just like, you're fighting for your country. And then you get there and you find out that you have to kill the women and children in that country, and you don't want to fight for your country anymore. But they don't tell you that. They just tell you that you should have pride in fighting for this place because they're going to come for us next. Nobody's coming for us. You know how big we are? Nobody's fucking coming. Unless it's like the big ass, you know.
Unless it's Russia.
You know what I'm saying?
We should be scared of
And
Russia.
yeah, sure. And valid. A motherfucker right here is scared of Russia too.
Yeah.
That's valid. To I had seen, I don't even know his name. I wish I knew his name, and this man has stayed in my head. He went to go fight in the wars. I think he said he was in his 20s. Now he's like maybe he's in his like late 30s, early 40s. It was an interview that I had watched, and he had talked about how when he went in his 20s, he was like, shit, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. I'm just going to go fight, you know, like go register and go get sent off, which, you know, a lot of people end up doing. They told him, if you want to come back after all the shit that just happened, like when they were bringing them all back home, right? They were like, if you want to come back, you need to say that you don't have any trauma, that you don't need any help when you get back home, and that everything here was fine. If you say
they
yes,
don't want to have to fucking pay for your treatments, or that's why you see a lot of veterans out on the street.
And that hurts me so much, that those images in their head of having to hurt families and more innocent people, because the truth is, war is killing innocent people.
Yeah,
it's not
100%.
just like, oh hey, can we take your land, or like let's like box it out, you know? It's killing. It's death. And if you have no heart for that, like social issues, like world issues, you need to wake the fuck up. Like, those men are sitting on Skid Row. Those men are at home getting kicked out because they can't get off of that drugs and alcohol because they're just trying to erase the memories in their head, and those memories do not go away. And now we're talking, that's war veterans, right?
And a good example of that, and I would like to put, is like, for example, Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan. Like this, he got his fucking his legs blown off. You know, he wanted to die on the battlefield because, you know, he had all his family died on the war. You know, Forrest, you know, luckily saved him. And then when Forrest saw him a couple of years later, he was a drunk. You know, he looked like a bum and stuff like that because he even said it too. Like, I should have died out there, you know. Like,
and that's a movie. Imagine whose moms and dads are sitting there on Skid Row right now that can't get back to their families and parent the way that they want because their brains are so just
fucked up. Yeah,
super. Okay, now let's take that mentality and apply it to men in neighborhoods like gangs. Don't you think that they experience those same things too? And it's hard for them to. Now we're not talking about killing women and children. We're talking about erasing trauma from their brains. Don't you think that, number one, something pushed them to do that, and number two, something is keeping them from getting out? Those things that they've seen, experienced, and done, they can't erase it either. So,
that's a great way to put it. That's crazy. Right
yeah,
there,
and the level of like the seriousness, you know, let's say it's different. For sure, I would never say like a war veteran is going through the same thing as a gang member. Never. I'm talking about the experience and trauma that doesn't go away from your brain. Is so disheartening to see that men can't get themselves out of their situations, you know. People from the war, like people that have fought in war, and regular everyday people that, if you have homies, you know, I have homies, and I look at them and I just remember the kid versions of them or remember the versions of them before they experienced that. And that just hurts me, and it makes me have like compassion and understanding. I'm not mad. I'm not like, well, y'all need to get your shit together. I don't feel any of that. I just feel like compassion. I just feel like, I'm so sorry you've experienced what you have, and I hope that one day you can learn the skills that you need to get over it, because those memories won't go away and you can't erase your brain. But you have to learn to live with that shit anyways, you know, because you're alive. Yeah. What did he say? I want to die on the field. Why? Because you really don't want to have to deal with that shit after. Don't you think motherfuckers wish that they could just die and not remember things? Yeah. Isn't that so sad to live that way?
It's so crazy that you mentioned that too, because like on Sunday, I met one of my gym homies' brothers, and he knew a lot of people from the street I grew up on. And he was naming all these people. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's locked up. Oh yeah, he's locked up too. Oh yeah, he's locked up too. And then these are guys that I grew up with. We played fucking cops and robbers. Or like he mentioned one of my other homies, and I'm like, oh yeah, he passed away a couple years ago, you know? And like I was just all like, and it got me thinking too, like, damn, like we were just kids fucking
in math class
running not even that, we were running the fucking block, running amok, fucking hopping from fence to fence, playing cops and robbers, fucking playing marbles. You know, like once we all found out about Xbox Live, we were all on fucking Xbox Live together. And it got me thinking, like, fuck, like, there's fools that I grew up with that are gonna spend the rest of their lives in jail, and it's just like,
it's so disheartening.
Fuck, you know, like it's crazy. Or like, you know, shout out to my boy Barazi, you know, rest in peace. He's no longer with us, you know. He left behind 2 kids, and it's just like,
that hurts me.
It's just so crazy because, like I said, it's just like people from my old neighborhood I grew up in. And like that got me, like, now that you mentioned that, like it just got me thinking, like, damn, like that shit sucks. Like they do have to, like, the people that are in jail, like they gotta live with that for their life. Like,
and do you know, like you don't go to jail and just like pay for your consequences. You don't go to prison and just pay for what you've done. You're in there experiencing more things that are still traumatizing you. You don't even get like a break to like heal and rest. You're just in the fire. You grow up in the fire. You turn 18 in the fire. You continue your adulthood in the fire. And it's like, how do you, or my grandpa, he calls it the forest. Okay, my grandpa gave me this example. You know Snow White?
Yeah.
Snow White had to go through the forest full of bandits and thieves and killers before she got to the house. That forest had to be walked through still before she got to her beautiful house. Some motherfuckers stay in the forest with the bandits and the thieves and the killers.
They don't never make it to the house.
Do you know how sad that is? Like, why?
Mic drop. I'm just kidding. Don't drop the mic.
Dude, I literally recorded the conversation with my grandpa yesterday that he said that, because when my grandpa calls me, I'll record how we talk, you know, because for memories. Yeah, and he's old, just in case, you know. So I record every time that we talk, and I was telling him I'm going through something right now, and he's like, he's like, you know, and he's the one who told me, like, ¿conoces la historia de Blancanieves? And I was like, and he's like, y tenía que caminar por el bosque. And I was like, And he started telling me, you know, everybody needs to walk through the forest sometimes. Hard times are not denied to anyone. You're guaranteed to go through something. You're not guaranteed good times, but you are guaranteed a struggle. There's no promises, you know? And so for him, when he had told me that, I was like, well, you know what, Grandpa, because currently my situation and whatever it is I'm going through, I was like, I feel like I'm in the forest right now. He's like, and it's ugly, and the bandits and thieves are there. And I was like, a little bit, not metaphorically.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, yeah, and it's a little ugly right here, and it's a little lonely, and it's this, and it's that. And he was like, Kelly, everybody goes through the forest. You need to find your way out. You need to, like, stay focused on God and make sure you find your way out. If I know that I have somebody like my grandpa to give me the wisdom and the strength to help me get through that, if I pray to God and I depend on him to give me the wisdom and the strength, at least I have something. Some people have nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody that they can talk to, nobody that can help them open their minds to that. And so we like see these like men that have gone through, you know, their process in the neighborhoods and stuff, and we're just gonna like shit on them because y'all need to grow up and y'all need to figure it. Hey, don't you think they've been through a thing or two before you shut them down and cut off their opportunities and dub them as like helpless? Can we help them first and understand maybe what they've gone through has pushed them to where they are now? And, you know, can I just say, I can't believe this conversation turned into this. We could be talking about 100 other things, and it always ends up being like gangbangers and therapy. Like, that's what mental health.
I mean, here in the Valley, that's what we were all surrounded by at the end of it, you know? It's all gangs.
My drawings are super. I've heard men tell me, like, damn, that shit is hood as fuck. And then I make them in pink, and then it's like, well, it's not that hood as fuck then, because the girls want to wear it too. We're from here also. I wouldn't like say, you know, the girls are like we don't need to gangbang to like be born and raised here too. And we want to like represent that as well. And so I guess that's why the conversation always kind of like turns into that, is because that style that I draw in, the fact that I know a lot of men are going to be wearing them too. It's okay. That a lot of men are going to be wearing it too. And they're going to be like, you know, feeling like, damn, I'm representing. Yeah, look at me. Through creativity, everybody, not violence.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that's one thing too. Like that's one big reason why I started the podcast as well, because I wanted to bring light onto the Valley, because I feel like the Valley doesn't get the recognition or the credit it deserves. And I've always said that. You know, you guys can go back to my old videos. You know, I've always said that the Valley doesn't get the respect and, you know, the credit it deserves. Or
nobody's even talking about it. Like, the conversations are not even here, you know? And you're bringing the conversation here and asking everybody who lives here, what's up with your conversation? What's up with your life? Somebody needed to do it. And, I mean, right now, that's you know?
It's like I tell, like, that's my motto. Like, at the end of the day, everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah.
Whether, you know, the person next to you can relate to it, or maybe the person behind you, they don't know what you've gone through, but they feel a certain type of pain like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like with us, like, people just got to understand, when it comes down to the Valley, like, we were surrounded by gangs. Yeah. You know, to this day, we're still surrounded by gangs. And it's just so crazy that, like, a lot of it. I love how I can see people make it out and it doesn't have to go through gangs, you know, or stuff like that. Because, like me, like I said, the street I grew up on, my whole family's from there. Everybody thought I was next generation in, but my family made sure, fuck that.
That next generation shit is crazy.
Yeah, like my uncle, when he was locked up, you know, to this day I got love for my Uncle Ernie. You know, he changed his fucking life around. You know, he's somebody that I'm gonna bring on the podcast next. You know, my Uncle Ernie went from going to the White House and meeting the president, to getting locked up in juvie.
It's like that.
You know, and then to switching his life around now. Vader, get down.
Okay. Yes. Do you want to say something? Your mama.
Come on. Go lay down. And you know, from spending his whole life in jail, you know, never being home for Christmas or holidays.
Do you know how sad that is for people to finally spend their first Christmas at home and damn?
I remember his first Christmas home in a while. He cried, and that was one of my favorite Christmas as a kid.
And how long do you think he's been wanting a first Christmas?
Yeah.
That's
and,
so.
You know, and like now has his own business.
Yes.
Lives in a house, not an apartment.
Beautiful.
Lives in a house with his girl or his wife, pretty much, and their 3 kids.
Beautiful.
You know, like my uncle. You know, I love him to the death. Like, as a kid, and like me as a young adult, the way he acted with me growing up, I understand that now. He just didn't want to see me go down the path of maybe where his brother is going down. Because my uncle, you know, like, out of high school, I worked at Little Caesars, and then I ended up quitting because they wanted to give me a raise, but only for like 25 cents.
Yeah.
And I was the type to, like, on my days off, they would call me, hey, somebody called off, can you cover? Yeah, there I go, fucking on my scooter.
Always winning.
In fucking 100-degree weather, you know?
Yeah.
And then when they told me about my raise, I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. So, luckily, you know, I had money saved up. And my uncle got mad that I was living at home at my grandma's house and not going to work.
The hating-ass uncle?
Huh?
The hating-ass uncle?
No.
Another uncle?
No, my uncle Ernie, the one that changed his life around.
Okay.
He goes like, hey, dog, tomorrow, go to my job. I'm going to get you a job. I don't want to see you at the house no more. You need to fucking get up and do something productive.
I don't want to see you at the house no more.
Yeah, but I always give him, like, you know, the respect for that because, you know, he got me a job. He got me more money in my pocket, you know, and it's just like to this day, like I said, he went from going to meet the president in the White House to getting locked up in juvie, spending his whole 20s in and out of jail, mostly in. He wasn't even out when my grandpa passed away.
That's
he was locked up, you know, so he didn't even get to attend my grandpa's funeral or anything like that, you know. And to him getting out, and he said it, he told my grandma, I'm never going back in there, and he's been out ever since.
Yeah.
And so, like, shout out my uncle Ernie, you know, like, I give him all love and respect because, you know, I'm pretty sure he went through shit as well, you know.
Of course.
He went through his little addiction of drugs.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what he did for the neighborhood and stuff like that. But look at, you know.
You can only imagine what kind of tragedy and pain that they've experienced. And we would be ignorant to think any less than, or that that didn't affect their decisions later on in the future.
100%.
It's not fair that they're so misunderstood.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that for men because, at least for women, we get a little bit more help. That's the truth. We're able to, people have more compassion for us as women, but people expect men to get it the fuck together right now, ASAP,
right away. Yeah.
And you know what? Especially if you've gone through a hard childhood, you can't expect that from anybody.
Like with my other uncle that I don't really talk to, I understand, like, maybe you are going through some shit.
Yeah.
I do. But
there's limits.
There's
at
a
one
lot
point
of limits.
you have to,
yeah, like there's one point where, like, all right, dog, like, that's it, like, get your shit together, dog. Like, you've had so many years to do this, and you're still making that excuse.
Of course.
Oh, well, this no, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ponte la pilas, like every fucking Hispanic says, like, come on, like, hop on this shit, bro.
They say it's not your fault what you went through, but it is your job to heal.
Exactly.
And so if you're gonna just sit there and act like your circumstances are the reason why you are, you have options. I had seen one time he made a TikTok. I don't know who it was, but it was like pretty much it was his dad, and he was saying how he was talking to his kid, and everybody on the internet was like glorifying that he was being nice to his son. And he was like, why are you guys like giving me props for loving my son? That's so fucking weird. And everybody was like, what do you mean? Like, we've just never seen that before. He goes, and that's the problem, is that I'm literally giving him like compassion, empathy. I'm understanding my son. I think his son was like hurt or something. He was like, oh, you're okay, son. Like, let me help you this. And everyone was like, oh my God, good job, dad. And he's like, good job, nothing.
That's
I'm supposed to do this, you know? And he was like, if the generational curse was broken with me, that means it could be broken. So why the fuck did the generation before us not break it? You have to have like the give a fuck to want to break something like that. The give a fuck to want to change, become a better person. If you don't, it's because you don't give a fuck.
Damn, that's a crazy one. I like that.
Yeah, and that's where the excuses start being made. It's because I went through this. It's because nobody supported me through that. You and everyone else. I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit ugly. I don't know if you know about the women in Somalia.
No, I don't think I've been keeping up with anything like that.
So they experienced, as of recently, like a cultural like raping of the women. I feel like I can't even talk about that without crying. Give me a second. It's because it hurts, you know, like that's women. I guess this like group of men, and it's not just like 5-10 men, it's like a group of men, you know. They go and they had gone and inserted like metal objects, like scissors, like chains, like nails and screws inside of the women, and then they rape them. And while they're raping them, they tell them things like, we're gonna kill off your bloodline. This is us doing that. Like, that's happening while motherfuckers are right here like, my circumstance, those women are, their whole culture is dying because that's how they're being treated. You think what you're going through is a lot, and that's, let me just reiterate and say that everybody's going through something that's really hard for them. God couldn't give you anything you couldn't handle, right? And then that sounds fucked up because those women are supposed to handle that. You know, what's the limit and what are the levels? Which means you got to get yourself up out of your circumstance because those women can. You think it's their fault that men come and invade where they are in their spaces and mistreat them that way?
It's like
no,
5 men against 1 woman. Like
they just wake up and that's their reality, you know? If that's not our reality here, everything we're going through is sometimes can be, as especially as adults, a choice. You have to want to get out of your circumstances because there's really people out there in the world that can't get out of their circumstances. We'd be ignorant to think, well, this is it. Well, life is life. Well, and even me that I feel like I'm going through a hard time, I was literally reminded, you know, motherfuckers are going through harder times than you. And I'm just like, and it's not to knock what I'm going through because what I'm going through is hard for me. What you're going through is hard for you. We all have our limits, you know, and God gives us only what we can handle. But if they're going through like, their entire culture is being cut off, well, I'm gonna get the fuck up out my circumstance. That shit is gonna snap me out so quick because if that's what's happening to the women in Somalia, to the children and the families in Palestine, free Palestine, motherfuckers, fuck ICE, free Palestine, all of that, like, fuck ICE. If that's what's happening in the world, how the fuck are we gonna sit here like gang culture? Bro, kids and women, men are being beheaded, children and women are getting raped and dying, and we're right here like circumstance. What the fuck?
Man, now that you're saying that, you're right. Like,
you have to give a fuck about the world.
I was telling Sinama earlier, like I was going through a little personal thing.
Yeah.
And now that you're saying that,
it makes your personal thing not so deep.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like, and everybody's always said that, like, you know, like at the end of the day, like, just remember somebody has it worse than you, and
that's not fair because it invalidates your feelings.
No, yeah, 100%.
I hate that. Like, somebody has it worse than you. That doesn't mean that I'm not going through something hard for myself too. Like I said, there's limits and there's what you can handle. And if you're going through the hardest thing you've ever been through in your life, you're valid to feel how you are. You know, everybody's valid and entitled to their emotions. It's just about how you navigate them.
What I was going through right now, it was not that hard. I was, you know,
after saying that, huh?
Yeah, I'm just all like.
Same.
What was that bitching at, dog?
I feel like I just talked myself out of my own sadness, Loki.
For real. No, but that, you know, you have 100%. You know, you're 100% right on that. You know, they don't really have a choice over there. You know, we do. We have,
and we get to watch it on the TV like if it's a fucking show.
And it's like we have the resources. We have the
terrible.
We have everything we have to over here to fucking change our lives and stuff like that. And like over there across, it's just like they don't. And you know, the way you put it, it's like really fucking, it's really fucked up, you know. Like,
yeah, if that's their reality when they wake up, and we get to wake up right here and get ready and record a podcast, man, maybe their reality really is a lot deeper than ours. Maybe their lives are a lot harder than ours. Maybe if they can really like tough it out through those things and come out of those situations and still become great, damn, what the fuck is our excuse? That's embarrassing if you can't make it out of your shit. If you can't talk yourself out of it, I don't know if you need to pray extra harder, go to therapy or whatever, and that's for anybody going through something. Because if they're going through that and coming to America, let's say they come and they escape a life like that, and they come here and they're like, we just want to work hard and enjoy our lives. You just want to work hard here in bitch-ass America and enjoy your lives? You know what? I'm going to shut the fuck up and just keep working hard, because if that's your mentality coming here after what you went through, instead of self-destructing, indulging in substance, and ruining your life and not getting it together and blaming it on your circumstance, you came here to work hard and have a better... I hope that checks everybody going through a hard time. That's letting their circumstance fuck them up.
I hope when I drop this clip, this motherfucker... I hope people rewind it and just be like...
It's just real life, you know? Out. Like, people... Number one, you need to give a fuck about the world. If you don't give a fuck about the world, you're just not my type of person. If you're not keeping up with social issues, if ICE is hurting us now as a people, what the fuck do you think our government is doing to those people in their countries? Because this just started now, but all of America has been going over there and fucking people's homes up and flattening their land and causing genocide. Like, and we're right here tripping? No way. No way. it's just...
that's the way you put it, though. It's 100% true, you know, like...
I know that was like a whole, but I hope I got back to my...
Yeah, no, 100%. That was... I mean, like I said, like, sometimes, like... That's what I love about doing the podcast. Like, you never know what, like... I had plans on another conversation. And
look at what we're talking about. Didn't we say we paused? Right? What did I say when we stopped the camera right now? I was like, maybe because what we're going to talk about when we come back is going to be even
better. Yeah, you did say that on the way to the first time.
Yeah.
That's so fucking
And I hope
insane.
that we divert back to whatever questions. And like, I had a few people tell me, like, remember, the podcast is about you. Like, make sure you talk about... I don't give a fuck about me, bro. I'm good. I color for a living. I'm straight. Like, let's talk about something else. I'm so dead.
I love that, though. I love that you're, you know, that shows that you're not selfish.
I don't care about me, bro. I had told you I had went to go drop off. I care about me. Stop. But I don't like if we can talk about something and this is going to be something great, why would we not talk about the things in the world that are really happening? Or I don't know. That wasn't even our intention. You know, it just kind of happened. And I'd be ignorant not to really give you, if you're gonna ask me something, well, where I'm from and what I do is not really getting to know me, but maybe this.
That's 100. These
are the things I think about on the daily. I hope you know, like, I'm not just like, oh my God, today I colored this and today I'm coloring and I'm like the children in Palestine. I'm coloring and I'm like, ISIS really fucking us up. I'm coloring and like, man, they just passed this in like the government just passed this new law or didn't pass this new law, which is or isn't harming our people. And I'm coloring. And I'm thinking, and that shit doesn't go away. Yeah,
this whole like ICE situation, especially like when it comes down to here, like in Southern California, like a lot of people that you know that watch the podcast from outside of Cali, you know, Trump just passed a new law, and it really just like it just put a target on all of Southern California, and that's including Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley. You know, maybe a little bit of San Diego
and we fight.
Stuff like
we're
that.
Fighters. I can't believe it's happening to us right now.
Yeah.
Because we're like if you're from here, you're a fight. All of California, we're fighters. And there's a reason why this hasn't touched us for so long, but now it's finally happening. So what's up? Do y'all know how to fight? Because that's what's happening on the outside.
Yeah, like what was it? Not too long ago, I went to a protest out in downtown LA, and it was I recorded it. You know, the video's up on my podcast, and it was beautiful seeing all these people come together. And one thing that really got to me, and it's on the podcast, it's on the video, we're on the freeway. You know, the cops are right there in their SWAT uniforms. And understand this. The ones that we should be mad at, it's not the cops. The cops are just trying to escalate us and get us to calm down because we're mad. The people that we got to be mad about is the Border Patrol and ICE agents, okay? Maybe some cops that are supporting them and shit like that.
But a lot of the times it's just their 9 to 5, and guess what? They have a wife or a husband and kids to go home to.
Exactly. So a part that really got to me...
Wait, to choose that as your profession in Los Angeles is kind of fucking crazy. I just want to say, like, if you decided to be an LAPD, you have to know what you signed up for. Yeah. Because there's no way you're like, I want to be a cop.
In the city of Los Angeles, in the LA County.
It's giving Gotham, like really make and if that's what you chose, then damn, you're in for a ride, and it sucks that we take it out on, not we, but we like take it out on them, Yeah. And they're just trying to go home to their kids because when they were little, once upon a time, they were like, I want to be a cop, and then they grew up and became a cop, and that's their life,
Shit, I wanted to be SWAT when I was younger.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a SWAT cop.
I wanted to be kicking people's doors down.
Shit. No, but like,
that's good.
Yeah, in the video, like, there's this white guy, and it's a white guy. He's Caucasian.
Okay.
And he's screaming at the cops, and he's saying like, oh, like, how can you guys be okay with supporting what's happening out here? He's like, everybody's been here illegally. He's like, you have families that have been here illegally, and you're over here supporting all that. Hey,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I just don't want him to hit the tripod. Yeah. Hey, relax. Yeah, so and that really got to me because I'm like, wow. And a lot of people were like talking shit in the comments, like, oh, what the fuck is he doing there? I'm like, obviously, yeah, he's probably American. He was born here, but understand he didn't have to be here at the pro. He didn't have to be on that freeway, that shut down freeway with us. Of course. He was there because he doesn't agree on what his government is doing to the hardworking Hispanics or illegal immigrants of this fucking country. Because at the end of the day, That's all they're doing. They're working the jobs that these lazy fucking Americans don't want to fucking work.
Yep. And when it comes to cops, how many of like the men or homeboys or whatever have good stories about a policeman, you know? But there was that one cop that one time that he helped me out. There was that one cop that one time that was compassionate with me, which means the truth is,
I have a cop like that.
Yeah, everybody has a.
Shout out Officer Brown. See? I don't know if anybody knows where he's at. What division he's at.
Unless I speak facts.
Yeah, Officer Brown. He was a cop in the division of where the neighborhood I grew up in.
Yeah.
He knew my whole fucking family. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time, it's like I mentioned, I used to live in this building as a teenager, and then I moved out. Mm-hmm. When I was here as a teenager, we were at a party on this little cul-de-sac right here. Mm-hmm. Cops raided us. You know, we were teenagers drinking and stuff like that. I was a little buzzed, but I saw the cop, and I was all like, Officer Brown? And he's all like,
not you again.
He's like, how do you know me? I was like, you know my family.'s all like, what's your last name? I told him my last name. He's all like, man, what the fuck
are you? Put your hands behind your back.
Luckily, like that, knowing him saved us.
Yeah.
Saved us from getting tickets. Because after that, he goes all like, your mom is this person, and this is your uncle, right?
Oh my God.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, bro, I remember you were a little youngin' running on that block, bro. And he asked, like,
no, I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, no, I was still a teenager. I was like 16, 17, you know?
Oh my God.
But he remembered me like as like 8, 10-year-old and shit like that, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know, how's your family doing? And, you know, I explained to him everything. And, like, everybody's over here, like, his fucking, like, 6 cops are looking at us having a conversation. And, like, my 6 homies and their homegirls are looking at me and this fucking cop having a conversation. And, you know, he was just like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, hey, man, it was a party, bro, you know? Yeah. I was like, I literally live 2 buildings down right here.
I'm just going to turn around so you can arrest me. Just take me in.
He was like, look, I'm going to let you guys slide tonight. He's like, stop fucking drinking.
Yeah.
Go home. All you guys go the fuck home right now. Yeah. Call if you need your parents to come get you.
And a lot of cops are dads. You know, they have kids. They know if that was my kid, shit, I would want them to catch a break. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of cops are parents.
Yeah, he gave us a break. And like I said, that's one cop for sure that like.
Oh, you always remember.
Yeah, Officer Brown, you know, he was always on our block patrolling.
That's good.
He would give us fucking free coupons for Slurpees and like fucking ice creams and shit like that, you know?
Shit like that makes you not a cop hater.
Yeah,
because there's 100%. People that are just like, I fucking hate cops. But it's not... I hate cops. I hate piece of shit people because that motherfucker's wearing a uniform. You know how many piece of shit people there are at the Walmart, at the Costco, at the wherever. There's piece of shit people everywhere. Your uniform has nothing to do with the type of person that you are on the inside. The fact that cops can really take it there and have a different level of power, yeah, we hate that shit when they're willing to take it there and abuse their power. But that, like, being a cop hater is like what... You just told me a good experience about, you know? And so I can't hate you if you're going home to your kids and your wife. I shouldn't hate you if you are just doing your job, you know? You just chose that profession. It just so happened to happen, you know? You just so happen to want that in your life. If you're going to use your power for the good, I mean, look at you have an amazing experience because of that.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes... I know. Again, compassion.
Yeah, 100%.
Compassion and understanding, even for the cops that get so much hate, because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Also, another one. Shout out to Officer Miranda. She was my high school cop. She was high school cop. You know, but she's always kept it like she always like, you know, like whenever like we got caught with some shit, you know, she would like give us a little break. You know. She wouldn't. Yeah. I'm just speaking metaphorically, you know. Just
what are you talking about? She never did that.
Yeah, but
I was there.
Shout out to Officer Miranda as well. You know, the Officer Miranda was a good high school cop too. Mm-hmm. You know, my high school and shit like that. So yeah. But I know like a couple good cops like that. You know, that always kept it like G and you know, and they know what's up about the streets and all that. You know.
Well, and that's number 2. Is that number 1? They're parents and they have compassion and they understand. Number 2 is that. I mean, once you really start talking about the gangs inside of the police department, now we're talking about a different conversation, which please, let's not even get into that because let's not make this something else. We already have. Let's not talk about the gangs inside of the police department, please.
We actually have a couple of fan questions.
Oh, yeah. How do we soften up the conversation a little bit because it got intense right there?
Yeah, so...
I don't know
So
how that happens.
when I posted today that you were coming on the podcast,
Yes.
a couple people were like, "Oh my god, like, you know, like her artwork is dope as fuck, you know."
I'm
and all
hiding. I'm
that."
hiding.
And you know, a couple people had some questions for you.
Yes.
All right. So question number one.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wanted to ask about your journey on not smoking. Like, how did you become disciplined?
All right. I stopped smoking weed because I couldn't get it the fuck together. I couldn't get it together because I had a lot of like trauma and fucked up things that happened to me as a kid. And so, you know, they say you don't heal until you leave the house that you were traumatized in. Mm-hmm. And so at 18, I left my parents' home. And 18 and 19 was good. 20 was COVID. 2020 for me. 2020 was COVID. And that's when I turned 20. I don't remember 21 or 22. I couldn't tell you what my birthday looked like. I couldn't tell you any. I was so fucked up drinking and smoking. I don't even remember 22 at all. Nothing. Not what I look like. Not anything. What my hair color was, because I always had different hair colors. I couldn't even tell you what I looked like. What I just know I had like gained a little bit of weight at that time, but 22 bled into 23 in the beginning, and I was still fucking drinking and smoking and doing all that crazy shit. And then 23 was like, boom, like I slammed my own head into the wall, and I was like, excuse
what the fuck are
me?
you doing?
Yeah, you were this like woman with all this
ambition and stuff like that.
Where the fuck did that go? And I've always drawn since I was younger. Mm-hmm. I've always done that in school. My friends, everybody since middle school knows that I've always been into art. I have no art to account for that from the year 2017 when I left to Arkansas until the year 2023 when I started my business. I probably have two paintings. Yeah, 2 paintings. That's it. I have no drawings. I have no sketches. I forgot I even knew how to do script, like lettering and cool shit like that. I don't even remember. I didn't even remember that I could do that. And 2023, mid 2023, when I started my business and I dropped the first time I dropped the A18 and the LA designs was 2023. But they were not what they could be. And I didn't have the drive that I have now. So I never made anything of it. I was just like, I'm just going to let them sit there and keep creating other things. 2024 came and I was like, all right. Excuse me, hold on. Let me say that again, just so you can cut that out. So in 2023, when I decided to start my business, I got on my knees and sobbed and prayed. And I was like, God, I'm so lost. I don't even remember last year. I'm so lost. I don't remember the first months of this year. What the fuck am I doing? Like, I have yet to establish something for myself. My ambitions were, I wanted to be, like I was telling you, like Nuestra Bella Latina. I wanted to have a corporate job. I wanted to go to law school. Like, that was what I wanted in my life. Kelly, what the fuck happened to you? And how did you lose that in yourself? And so that reality settled in me. And I just got on my knees and prayed. And I just cried. And I just, like, let it all out to God type shit, you know? And, that's when the LA and the A18 designs came from. Like a few weeks later, I drew them. And I started my business. And I told myself I'm going to get fucked up the rest of this year. And January 1st come, I was like, I'm going to smoke so much weed until January 1st. Like, I'm going to enjoy that shit. Because come January 2024.
That's it, locked in.
That's it. Like, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this year and not cut myself off like that. Because, damn, that shit was hard to wean myself off of the first 2 years that I was, or the past 2 years that I was getting fucked up like that, you know? 2024 came day one. I smoked so fat on New Year's, and the second it hit 12 o'clock, I was like, that's it. I was straight. I'm done. And that was it. That's what had me locked in all 2024. I was like, no smoking, no drinking, no nothing. If you're going to be a loser ass bitch, say that now. If you're going to be a fucking loser, Kelly, say that shit right now. And I was talking to myself, you know what? Bitch, you're not fucking loser ass bitch. Yeah, I was like, excuse you, talking to me, you know? And that was it. I was like, I'm not going to see all of my friends that did.
That's the tripod.
All of my friends that did end up going to law school, all of my friends that did end up getting those corporate jobs that I desired, that do live those high luxury lifestyles, or even just like those very, very, very educated, I love education, like those lifestyles. I got to watch them live that while I was sunken in a dark place. Never the fuck again. Never was I ever going to allow myself to feel that way. So I cut that shit off in 2024. And all of my videos since then were like, what was it? 40 Days Off the Jane. Let's talk about it. That was like the first one that went viral. And everybody. Okay. Because, dude, day 1, 2, and 3, they're uploaded.
Yeah.
Day 1, I was like, it's day 2. And I've already cried like 8 times or some shit like that. Dude, I was crying. I was literally sitting there like, I fucking hate this. Sobriety, fuck sobriety. I was going through it. But day 40, I don't know if it was the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus spent in the garden, but it was 40 days that I was like, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to get done up. I'm going to sit here in front of a camera and I'm going to make a video. That shit took off and that was it. Everybody was like, keep talking about it because we're struggling too. Keep talking about it because people don't think that weed is an addiction. Just keep speaking on it. Keep speaking. And I was like, oh yeah, I like this shit. And I'm not going to lie. I had people that were like, you're so pretty. You have other things to talk about. And I'm like, this is what I'm going through. Stop looking at me, bro. If I need to like not do my makeup and not get ready, stop looking at me and listen to me. You know, that's how I felt. Because I'm smarter than I am. I'm smarter than I am prettier. Like
I love that. Fuck
you know, like I have more to say than just show you my looks. Oh, fuck all that. I'm gonna come next time without makeup on. Like I don't give a fuck about all that. I'm going through something. Like move past the way that I look type shit, you know. And then when all the rest of the more like the beautiful girls that like, you know, the model looking girls were in the comments like, me too, sis, me too. I was like, there you go, motherfuckers. It had nothing to do with the way that I looked and everything to do with the fact that I'm a person struggling with something too. Duh, hello. It was never about anything else but trying to help people like the way I was trying to help myself. And I had no one to talk to about it. So I was like,
social media.
40 Days Off the Jane. Yeah, let's talk about it. And that was it. Everybody else was like relating. And I was like, perfect. We're all kind of going through the same thing right now. Talking to the people on TikTok and then going back and still trying to progress in my business just kept me super motivated. You know, I was able to do like art shit and then get on TikTok and then talk about that type shit. Yeah. Then the whole year went by. And I didn't smoke at all. I didn't touch that shit because I got that real discipline. No. The truth is I pray for it. I always pray for it. Yeah, I always pray. I'm like, God, please bless me with discipline. Bless me with wisdom. Bless me with I always tell people the spiritual tools are the tools you can't touch. You can't touch wisdom, but you can pray for it. Yeah. You can't touch discipline, but you can pray for it. So I always ask God to bless me with the spiritual tools that I need in order for me to succeed and become the best, most successful version of myself in this life. Like I have that line memorized because that's what I pray for. The things I can't touch, but the things that I need. And so that whole year I didn't smoke. And then 2025 came, New Year's Day. And I was like, let's get this party started. Because I established my shit so well. Yeah. I'm ready to be able to function and smoke at the same time, work and smoke at the same time. So yes, now I smoke. Since the beginning of the year, I've been smoking. But I took a break. I haven't smoked in like 3 weeks. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of your beauty, somebody asked, what's your skincare?
Oh my God. Oil-based cleanser.
Write this down.
Yeah. I use oil-based cleanser. It's a Neutrogena one. If you don't use oil-based, you're not taking out all the shit of your pores.
We're gonna put it right here. Yeah, just kidding. We're not. Go find that shit,
bro.
Skin in the description. We're gonna put that in the description.
Yeah, oil-based cleanser always to make sure to get all your makeup off and any of the dirt that's in your pores, especially because I work out, I sweat a lot. So like oil-based cleanser, and then I was using Panoxyl for a minute and I stopped using Panoxyl, and now I use the Thayer's Milky Cleanser, the hydrating one, because now I have super dry skin from fucking it up from the Panoxyl. Now I switched over and that shit is a dream. Anything else? Exfoliate, chemical exfoliate, not physical exfoliate, and high moisturizing lotion, specifically one with hyaluronic acid. Okay.
Whatever she said.
Lubriderm is
lotion?
That's what I have. Wait, I'm lying. Not Lubriderm. Lanolin.
Oh, okay. I have Lubriderm.
Lanolin is nipple cream. And I use that as lip gloss and chapstick because it has that high concentration of the lanolin in it that it keeps you even more moisturized than Vaseline. So I use nipple cream on my lips. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Those are my secrets.
This is going to be the last question.
Okay.
And this is how we're going to end the podcast because I think this will be good.
Yeah? All right.
What's some advice you can give to people that are on the journey of being more obtained on not smoking? Because I want to stop, but it's hard.
You have to believe in something. I put all my faith, trust, and pixie dust into God. Like, I have zero power and I give it all to God. Really, if you don't believe in God, whatever it is that you believe in, put your faith in it then. I could only tell you what I believe in, and for me, it's giving my problems to God, asking Him to give me. You want me to really tell you what I pray for? Focus, discipline, self-control, motivation, energy, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and revelation, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I have that shit memorized because that's what I pray for, because that's what the fuck I need. Mm-hmm. So if you start asking for what you need, like discipline, like self-control, because I don't have the control. Okay, which means we're lacking self-control. I don't have the discipline, which means we're lacking discipline. So why don't we pray for the things that we need? Not like, dear Lord, please keep your angels around me, which always is the general prayer.
That's crazy.
Why aren't we asking for the shit that we're struggling with in life? God, give me focus. Give me energy. I feel like every day I wake up and I hate my fucking life. Maybe you need to do a parasite detox. That's what I did. I fucking blended carrots. I make green juices, beet juices, like that shit you can get at Vallarta. I make that shit at home and I drink one every morning. Every morning. You need to honestly, you need to go shit out some parasites so that it can cleanse your gut so that you can think better, because your gut is your second brain. And so if your gut is fucked up because all you're eating is like Cheetos and fucking fried chicken, you're not going to think clearly because your body is full of like pura mierda, you know?
Yeah, pretty much at the end of it.
You know, like if your body is like, if in your body, like you're not right, you're not going to be right up here because something in your entire isn't. So if you're like, man, I'm so lazy, man, I lack energy, man, let's start with the parasite cleanse and then we'll go from there. And really, I'm telling you, it sounds fucking crazy, but your gut is your second brain. If you do any research in like holistic medicine and anything like that, by the way, I only eat like organic, no GMOs, dairy-free, yeah. But I be drinking.
You make an exception somewhere. You gotta make an exception
I'm never
somewhere.
gonna neglect a good time, especially because I'm so strict with how I am, like the workout and the diet and the being healthy and the skincare and all that. All right, so can I have some fun? Damn,
yeah, let me have a little fun somewhere.
Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking tired of being strict with myself that I'm like, okay, sometimes I need to have fun. Maybe that's where the face tat came from. I was just like, man, everyone is like, you're so pretty, and I'm like, I hate that shit. I'm never gonna tap my face then. I'm so tired of it. So same with that, you know?
Yeah.
How those two relate, they do in my brain. I'm so sorry if it don't make sense to you, but that shit makes sense to me.
It's good. No, honestly, that was a homegirl who asked that last question. So
yes.
I hope you're watching this fucking episode, motherfucker.
She texted me. She's so beautiful. Yes.
I hope you're watching this episode. I'm not gonna say your name. I don't want you to put you on blast. But I hope you watch this motherfucking episode and you.
I hope that helps.
I hope everybody who wants that skin routine goes back and fucking writes that shit down. I'll try my best to put it in the description. Clip that shit.
And if you need my skincare routine, like tell me and I'll drop a video on TikTok, because that's where I do everything, you know. Like, and my TikTok literally says art, food, fashion, and a gang of wisdom. Shout out God.
Love that.
That's like my bio and everything. Yeah. So if you need that skincare routine, like let me know and I'll do a whole video.
Tap in.
Yeah.
All right. Before we head out, is there any shout outs you want to give?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see. Where do I start? I have a lot. I'm going to shout out every single business I've made a logo for, and every single business I haven't made a logo for but are my friends. Okay, ready? Here I go. Noah's Party Rentals, LM Lashed, Lux Miles X Kim, Valle.Bendecida, Two Reels, my homie that he's currently incarcerated, but he was making music and really doing his big one out here.
Free the homie till it's backwards.
And let me see. I know I have a lot of like friends whose businesses I do, like off top I'm not remembering. Let me see. My homegirl in Bakersfield, she's like doing coffees and like drinks like that. I think her name is Mama's Brew on Instagram. Go ahead and follow her too. And Chamoy 661 Chamoy Treats. That's it.
That's what's up. That's it.
That's all I got to say.
All right. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I love this.
It was a great conversation.
I hope it was more than what you thought.
Oh, it was way more than I expected.
I know we kind of, but if you want to get to know me, then that's the shit I think about every single day.
I feel you on that.
Not about being a pretty bitch who colors. I don't care about that shit, bro. It's about deeper things, you know? There's a whole world out there.
I feel you.
But thank you for giving me this opportunity to like say my piece.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. And we out this bitch. Yeah.
Lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. I've been bringing my my family in and praying more to my reach. I've been doing make me feel alive, give a fuck what niggas thinking. I'm smiling, but I'm dead inside, lost my niggas to the street shit.